12th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Hope everybody had an amazing weekend. Hope everybody who, took the time to watch the Super Bowl last night. Hope and pray um, that your team won. That you do not have any unnecessary repairs to do to your home or have to go out and purchase a brand new TV today. I hate to say it, but I called it. I called it. We had the Super Bowl party. Good morning, Tony. Good to see you, bud. We had the Super Bowl party at the bar last night. The wife and I went up um, just to support, and well, everybody's 3 minutes left. Everybody's whooping and cheering, and yeah, 49ers got it. Whoop whoop. I said 3 minutes. Watch, watch, and well, y'all know what happened. Touchdown in the last minute. Chiefs took it. I called it. That's like 20 Super Bowls that I've called. Well, no, 18 out of 20. So, good morning, Santee. Yes, yes, the bearded rapscallion. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Jan. Hope everybody's having a good morning this morning. It is Monday, so yeah, I wouldn't exactly say good morning. There was nobody doing any betting like that, Santee. They were, they were going around. They were doing their little card draws on the score at the end of each quarter and stuff like that. But nobody was, nobody was taking bets on the outcome of it. And it's like, okay, I haven't got the money to bet anyway, so. And I wasn't about to do the FanDuel thing. Hell, you gotta have a credit or debit card, and my uh, my my PayPal card has still got the same $9 on it that was on it, uh, June when we got our last donation. So, well, the last donation for me, not for the the fundraisers at Christmas time and stuff, but. Oh, let me see here. Morning. Oh, should have placed a bet. I have an appointment before work on Wednesday with the orthopedic to look at my hand. Ow. Ow. They can stay away from my hands. We uh, we were at that party last night, and the kitchen was falling behind a little bit, and some personal friends of ours had ordered food like an hour before, and they had ordered a pizza. And of course, I was dressed up all nice and pretty and everything, and I ran back in the kitchen and pushed the little Indian kid off the make table and went back there and made the pizzas and got them in the oven, and then went back, got them out, cut them, and took them out to the people. And the work is never done, I guess. They can stay away from my hands. This little carpal tunnel thingy is still there, rolling around in my wrist, and I'm not letting them mess with my hands. They mess with my hands, and I am done doing all that fun stuff that I do 4 days a week. But go get her done. Get her done, girl, because you need those hands. Finally have insurance that covers me to go to orthopedic. We've always gone to. Good. A lot of stuff's changed at work again. Um, One of our other cooks, been there, the one that's been there the longest now. Um, he's been running across some um, personal problems. Let's just put it that way without going too much into his details. It's been affecting his work. He's not been doing, the things that he needed to do, and he's been warned and warned. And they finally put him down to 1 day a week, which increased the rest of us. But when you're when you're only working 4 days a week and you get reduced down to one, then that gives one person 1 extra day, one person 1 extra day, and one person 1 extra day. So hey, I've gone from 3 days to 4 days. Still only about 20 hours a week, but still, at least next week's paycheck will be over $100. I need to get some kind of relief for the thumb area. The pain is horrible. I wish they had some kind of relief for arthritis. That's my big thing, especially when it gets rainy or wet outside. My arthritis, it affects this whole area here, from in between my ring finger and my naughty finger, all the way up to my thumb, and then it's it's these, my index finger and my middle finger on this hand. Um, and sitting here, working on the videos, like this. Um, gets a little painful on occasion, but that's probably what they're telling me is arthritis. It happens, girl. I mean, we can think of ourselves as still being, semi young as much as we want to, but old Uncle Artie, he likes to pop in when we don't want him to, and slap us around, remind us that we're not as young as we once were. I remember David Suzuki doing a documentary on arthritis and how bee stingers help to relieve arthritis. Well, bee stingers will definitely, relieve my arthritis suffering, seeing as how bees and wasps and hornets and things like that send me into anaphylactic shock. So, hey, I'll die, but they'll be able to lay my hands nice and flat across my chest in my coffin. I knew Tony was going to pop up. Arthritis is not the sole province of the aged. Oh, believe me, I know. I know, but that's what it's most commonly associated with, is the aged. Yeah, see, you're in the same boat I am, Jan. The bee stingers might help the arthritis, but it's not going to help your heartbeat all that much. Well, I have to make a terrible announcement. Um, I've been suffering for the last couple days. Um, we've lost a, yeah, exactly, conundrum. You know, you won't feel it much past the first or second one. There you go. Um, we lost a very, very good friend. Morning, Justin. Um, only been with the channel for what, a year and a half, something like that. Um, I don't know how I'm going to replace him. I don't know how I'm going to replace him. Our little friend has died. If you guys remember, my old percolator was a big old bun, and it made it through almost 4 years with this channel. And sadly, you know, the wife went out and purchased that one for me. Definitely not a bun. Um, but I came in here Saturday morning to work, and I flipped it on, and the light came on. And about 15, 20 minutes later, I realized it wasn't going. And I turned it off and turned it back on, and dead silence. Dead silence. So I had to go out to the kitchen and confiscate the wife's Mr. Coffee. And that's why the light's not on, because I had one available plug. So I had to unplug the light to plug in the Mr. Coffee. And now we're down to one coffee maker. Sadly enough, I think she's pretty much contaminated this one with her iced coffee. I was afraid you was going to say Ralphie. Oh, Ralphie's only 6 years old. I'm not concerned about him for at least another 6 or 7 years. You know, but yeah, nope, nope, nope. So now I'm in the market for another coffee maker, so I can give the wife back hers. When it rains, it pours. We're still suffering from the October thing with the mortgage. You know, bank accounts in the negative again because multiple bills came out at the beginning of the month, and now we're playing catch up. So, let me see here. But morning, Justin. I think I already said that. Morning, Gunny. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Morning, Dev. I absolutely love that irrelevant in your face thumbnail. It's actually her son's. He brought it over here um, about a year ago, and we realized just how expensive a box of K cups was for that Keurig within the first couple months. And we quickly unplugged it, wrapped up the cord, and stuck it up on the shelf in the utility room to gather dust because it was like really, really expensive. Oh, let me say how. Let me say how. Let me say how. I meant irrelevant as in comically disrespectful. And the funny thing was, we were sitting at the Super Bowl party last night, and I was watching the game, and like I said, I already had a feeling, right here, what the outcome of that game was going to be. So I'm sitting there on my phone, I catch a couple Pokemon, um, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I haven't set up my thumbnail for tomorrow morning yet. So I was going through my pictures on the phone. It's like, oh, there's my buddy. Oh, it's like, okay, we'll just use Bad Kitty. And that's how it was born, because I had no clue the way the game was going back and forth, back and forth. Um, I had no clue if it was going to go into overtime. I had no clue if it was going to go into double overtime. Those 15-minute overtimes gives both teams a chance to score again. So who the hell knows? But that's why I use that um, irrelevant, purely comically disrespectful thumbnail for today. That's the only cute picture I had on my phone. I mean, unless you wanted a picture of my Bulbasaur or something, but I mean, I guess I could have done, one of the pictures of Bulbasaur with my coffee cup sitting beside it. Maybe like a little heart or something popping up. I love coffee, or who knows. I think cats would flip you off if they could. You need to spend an afternoon with Ralphie. You need to spend an afternoon with Ralphie, because um, I really honestly think when we turn our backs to him, um, that he does flip us off. I'm pretty sure of it. Oh yeah, scratch my neck. Oh yeah, scratch my ribs. Scratch my belly. Oh, scratch my back. What'd you stop for, Dick? Never found a K-Cup that made a strong enough brew. I haven't either, to be honest. I don't use K-Cups for mine. Have a reusable filter for grounds. I need to look into that. I need to look into that. You play Pokemon? Yeah, actually, I started playing Pokemon here about 4 or 5 months ago. So my daughter and I had something to do together when her mom was at work, and we were both here at the house. Here on occasion when the weather's nice, we'll take a walk through town, and we'll just see what we can catch. Gives me and her something to do together. So might trigger some people in the chat, but I had to watch the game in between throwing up every time they showed a certain drama queen. And it's amazing. A lot of people up at the bar last night that was the big bet. How many times the camera was going to show her and her friends up in the box after, really good plays. And then, of course, the big news was that after the dramatic win, that um, her current love was going to propose to her on the 50-yard line. So thank God we were all spared that. I now have a Ninja coffee maker. Ordered it on Amazon. Never heard of a Ninja. Don't even know what a Ninja coffee maker is. Going back to Hamilton Beach Brew Station. Nope, didn't watch the Super Barf last night. It's normally boring anyway. Actually, the wife is not a big football fan, but even she admitted it was probably one of the best games that she'd ever seen because it was so close, and offense was meeting defense head on, regardless of who had the ball, and the only way they were scoring was field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, and then there came touchdown, then field goal, field goal, field goal, and then it was field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal until the last minute or so when the Chiefs actually got a touchdown and pulled themselves ahead. So I mean, it was an evenly matched game. I was really surprised that the Chiefs and the 49ers matched each other. I mean, they actually complemented each other. If it would have been any other major teams that have won the Super Bowl in the past, the Patriots or whatever, they would have stomped the shit out of the 49ers. It would have been a 3 or 4, 5 touchdown lead. But I mean, this was an evenly matched. Um, Need to head to work. Have a great day. You too, Jan. You have a great day, sweetie, and don't work too awful hard. I got to go in today and um, do it all over again. But you take care, and we'll talk later. Um, so you go to the gym sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Plus, I've got a lot of free weights here at the house um, that I work with, curl bars, and I think I've got 225, 250 pounds total free weight. I've got dumbbells and things like that. I wish I actually had a weight bench and a regular bench bar. Uh, that way, I can actually work on this whole area up through here. Um, but hey, you make work what you got. Don't need new songs just yet. And that's exactly what I was saying last night, Tony. It's like I feel so sorry for this guy because, you can tell he's head over heels in love with her, and it's all going to wind up with a brand new album and a single singer again. So and one more broken-hearted dude with songs written about him. So it's sad, but everybody but hurt over media doing their jobs and a person supporting their man. I think it's cute. I think it's cute, but I mean, you look at the record, you look at the run in the past. She's been engaged like 6 or 7 times, and it all ends up in a icky breakup and a brand new album. But hey, if it wasn't for all those breakups and shit like that, we wouldn't have the Eras tour right now breaking all the records in the music industry and television industry and entertainment industry. And the snowflakes be padding running around as Oh, Pokemon Go gyms. No, I've actually never done a gym battle. I'm never anywhere close enough to a gym to do a gym battle um, for any length of time to actually do one. The only way I can get into a gym is if I'm at work, and I can't take the time to do a battle at work. So yeah, did you have a haircut? What happened to your hair? Marriage. Marriage made my hair fall out. Now I've been doing this for like 2 weeks, man. I did this about 2 weeks ago, and decided I kind of like the look. Not only does it not only does it fit my Viking persona, but it's so much easier to take care of. I don't got to worry about wearing a hairnet at work, or a hat. It's already 100 degrees in that kitchen. That's the only place my heat can escape. Now it escapes much easier. Not to mention, in the summertime, I've done cleaned off the solar panels, so I can I can I can charge back up with the power of the yellow sun. Much easier. How you doing, Steven? Really shouldn't have overshadowed the game. I think it took away from the other men's victory. Larry Linguini Mobster, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Good morning to you. Copying your look ASAP. It's much easier, man. I'll tell you what, 'cause I like to keep my hair where I can spike it, but it's so much easier, after about, 3 or 4 weeks. It's yay big. It's not wanting to lay right. It looks like you got a frickin' mohawk, or you stuck your tongue in a light socket, because it all just kind of everywhere. So I just said, screw it. Took the shears to it one day, shaved everything down, took a razor to it, and it's easy to take care of that way. Now, every couple of days, I just take a razor to it, and I'm good. Due to Taylor, it was probably the most views NFL's ever had. I don't know. NFL was pretty popular back in the 80s and early 90s. You might be right, though. I haven't seen any of the stats yet at how many people watched the Super Bowl last night. So I know we had 10 on the Super Bowl last night, and then we had our two Kino TVs that just run Kino, but we had 10 TVs on it last night. So um, way peasy, way peasy lemon squeeze. Yep, you're right. Not Taylor Swift. Popular. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning, love. Why are you so late? Hey, I've not taken attendance yet, damn it. She was able to squeak in the door when my back was turned and slide into her desk before anybody noticed. Quit being a narc. Quit telling on people. Quit tattling, Tony. Oh. I wasn't telling anyone I was addressing her, so kiss my ass, dude. It was the second best in views at 110 million. 20 had over 114 million views. Wow. That's absolutely freaking incredible. Now, if we could only figure out how to get our videos to have that kind of views, maybe I need to try to get Taylor Swift to appear in my videos. I've got an idea. Got an idea. Just wait. Liking your backdrop with the ornaments on the wall. Thank you, Gunny. I appreciate that. Yeah, when I found this material, which that's what it is, a great big huge piece of material. I've done the backdrop, and it's like, okay, I've got all Scottish stuff. I got my bagpipes. I got my Scottish dirk. I got my broadsword. I got my bearded axe. I'm just decorating. You know, I'm tired of having to change it all the time. I'm just decorating. So that's how it came to be, and that's probably how it's going to be for a while. Let me see here. That surprises me won't be here. I didn't watch it at all. Was the restaurant busy? Oh my God. There was 100 people in there at least last. Um, I mean, a lot of family and friends, but a lot of our regulars. And yeah, yeah, very, very busy last night. But I mean, you know, the Super Bowl party itself was a pitch in. So we had like this great big table of little snacky things and cookies and just all kinds of little whatever people brought in. And then, of course, the kitchen was open until 10. So, you know, like I said earlier, they were making pizzas, they were doing burgers, just whatever people wanted as dinner. Me, myself, you know, before the wife got home, because we didn't have any extra money to do anything, you know, I made some brats and mashed potatoes and, you know, stuff like that so we could grab a real quick bite to eat before we went up there and supported. So, yeah, the little pitch in thing was free. Drinks were not free, of course. I think, well, for the employees, Jello shots were free, but for everybody else, they were $1. And then we had, you know, beer specials, bucket of beer for like $12. It's six pack in an ice bucket. Um, we had what was it? Captain Morgan was on sale, and then the pizzas were buy any size pizza, get a pizza of equal or lesser value for half price. So, but it was a success. Every time they throw an after hours party, it's always a success. We get more people in there for after hours parties than we do for the whole day. So I think this is something that needs to continue, like once a week, Sunday nights or something. Throw some kind of after hours party and keep drawing that crowd in. I don't get into football. Same here. More likely to watch the World Cup. Did she just have a birthday? Huh? What? Who? Huh? What? Soccer, for those who don't know. I like soccer. I actually really enjoy soccer, but yeah. And I'm not a huge fan of football. My dad was always a Chicago Bears fan, when I was growing up. And he would always talk about how, oh, up in Chicago, there's snow on the ground all the time, and those guys are out there, you know, uh, tromping through the snow, and they're an awesome team. And so I had to pick the team to play against my dad during the football season. So I picked the Packers. And then when I got older and I realized the Bears play in a closed stadium, and the only time there's snow on the ground is when they don't get the doors closed or get the top closed in time. But Green Bay plays outside in an open stadium. So it's like, yeah, they play in the snow. They have snowball fights. They make, with the 4 or 5 inches of snow that's there when before they get the lid closed. I said, but Green Bay, however, they're knee deep in snow, and they don't have a lid for their bowl. So then he'd always get pissed when they play, and I'd win. When you was a kid, the Bears were kicking. Yeah, they were. Yep. Well, it was the '80s when Jim McMahon and Refrigerator Perry and all those guys were playing for him. So yeah, they were. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl. Remember the Super Bowl shuffle? A bunch of NFL players trying to sing a song and dance and be good at it. That's because there ain't no money in Wisconsin. I didn't say why it was the way it was. I just said it was the way it was. I'm not a fan of any team. Super Bowl's rigged anyway. Morning. Hope everyone doing good. Good morning, Ty. Good to see you. The Super Bowl is rigged. Come on. The Super Bowl is rigged. Seriously. Ty, that's like saying professional wrestling is rigged. Boxing is rigged. The government has not been keeping secrets from us. Come on. Seriously? Rigged? Only way to play American football is in the snow. It's how we do it up here. Why do you think football season is during the winter season? That's how it should be played. You can't play. You can't play soccer in the snow. I mean, there's just no way. That little ball be shooting off in every direction when it hits little drifts and divots in the snow and stuff like that. But American football, I mean, how often is a damn ball on the ground? Yeah, you can't play baseball in the snow. Balls get lost in the snow. What's pro wrestling? Oh, like WWE and stuff like that. It's not rigged. You play soccer in the snow? I'd like to see that sometime. Don't get me started on the government. The government is tyrant. How dare you? How dare you down talk our. Oh, speaking of which, here, this may upset 50% of you, but I'm going to go on and say it anyway. Joe Biden walked into a bank, and he wanted to withdraw some money. So he gets up to the teller, and he says, "I'd like to withdraw some money from my account." And the lady looked at him and she said, "Well, I need to see your ID." He says, "See, that's where we got a problem at. I lost my wallet earlier and it had all my debit cards and my identification in it." And the teller looks at President and she says, "Well, I have to verify your identity." And he says, "But I'm the president of the United States." And the girl said, "I still need to see some form of identification, Mr. President. I'm sorry." He says, "I don't know what to do since I don't have my identification or my wallet." She said, "Well, here's a good example." She said, "Tiger Woods came in here a few months ago, and he the same situation had happened to him. And he said, 'Here, wait. I will go over to the entrance to the bank. I will chip this ball, and it'll land in your coffee cup 40 feet away.'" She said, and he went out to his car, he grabbed a club, he grabbed a ball, he went over to the door, he chipped that ball, it flew up through the air and landed right in my coffee cup. And I was able to identify the fact that he was really Tiger Woods. And Joe Biden's sitting there and he's rubbing his chin. He goes, "I can't think. I can't. I'm at a loss. I can't think of what to do." And she said, "Why, thank you, Mr. Biden, for verifying your identity." It's not my joke. I heard it. All right, let's see. Toby Keith died at age of 62 because of stomach cancer. Yes, he did, sir. 1 week ago yesterday. That was a long ass setup. I know, like I said, it was not my joke, damn it. I heard it. Um, that's not pro wrestling, that's entertainment. I know. That was part of the sarcasm. Yeah, I know. That's that is Canada Life. It is in the snow. They cut my SSI check for no legitimate reason. I was talking to somebody else the other day that was having SSI problems. Can't remember who it was. Somebody was anyway. Oh, I remember. I remember what it was. Um, they were having to spend their entire SSI check on the family's bills, um, and the aunt was not feeding them or anything, but because it's such a small town, she was going in and telling everybody, "Oh, well, don't let him have food stamps because he just sells the food," or "We don't touch his money, he spends it frivolously," or all this kind of stuff. And they're all like old school friends, so they they cut his food stamps and everything, without investigating. So he's in the conundrum now where, he's paying all the bills because he's the only person living at his mother's home, and the bills are getting paid, but supposedly, you know, he's not paying them. The money just apparently poofs out of the air and pays itself. So, he's not eating in like 3 or 4 days because there's no food in the house. After he paid all the bills, um, he's got like $6 left to run the month, and and stuff like that. But they've even called SSI and said, he's probably going to call and complain about this, this, and this. It's not true. He's losing his mind. He needs committed. So they won't even respond to his calls and stuff. So once again, small town. Lost my interest in football when I stopped being able to play, but I won't watch soccer either. The only reason we keep it around in the U.S. is so high school girls can get scholarships. I played football as well from 6th grade to 12th grade, but did I ever have an interest of sitting and watching other people play? No, not really. Not really. Drew. That's why we need Trump back. I don't know. It is 2024. It is a new election year. After the last 4 years, I'm really kind of worried about which direction we're heading in. I really honestly am, because they have all this BS circulating in the news about Trump and the Trump administration and how this was handled and how that was handled and it litly and durka. So now we've got these other possibles that are coming out of the woodwork to run for the presidency, and it just kind of scares me which direction our country's heading in. SSI is controlled by the government. I don't even get food stamps anymore since we moved, but we'll get by. We always have. And that's how you got to look at it. That's exactly how you got to look at it. You've not starved to death yet, so you'll find a way. You always find a way. I'm trying to hook up with people here local that go and do the food pantries and stuff. Just to get food in. When I got paid on Friday, my whole $96 check went to nothing but putting meat in the freezer. And believe me, with one store local that we could go to, $96 didn't buy very much meat. It also didn't last very long. So, we're going to try to hit them. We're going to try to hit up all the food pantries we can hit up and do our thing. So. I haven't cooked the dog yet. Dog is tender. Yeah, dog is tender. Prepubescent children are even more tender. You don't have to work the meat near as much to make it tasty. Just a little bit of salt and pepper sprinkled on it. So keep that in mind. When they get to be too expensive to raise, think of them as livestock. Then again, with your history tie at small livestock and how they communicate with each other, you might wind up wrapped around another tree limb. So just never know. And they are full of hot Cheetos. Boom, they come flavored. Look at that. See, leave it to Chris to come up with the silver lining on the cloud. Not only are they tender, not only is the meat tender, but it's already spiced for you. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, man. Good looking out, bud. Our dog acts like a bear and sounds like one, too. I got chased by a dog the other day when I was walking to work. When was it? Saturday. Saturday, I was walking to work and I get out the front door and, down the steps and get to the corner. And all of a sudden I'm hearing, and I turn around and there's this black Corso German Shepherd running at me. It's really brave when your back's turned to it. But when you turn around and you back at it, that dog spins around, takes off running, jumps up the hill and goes completely around the house and disappears. And then you start walking again, all of a sudden, comes running back out in the road after you again. You turn around, yell at it, and um, it takes off running again. Finally, the owner came out cussing and screaming. It's like, dog don't need a harness. Yeah, right. Dog don't need a leash. Yeah, right. Dog needs a bowl and it says what it needs. I'm like, oh, he's fine. I remember him from when he was that big. It's all right. Don't worry about him. For more child recipes, check out my Instagram. See, there you go. There you go. That's how you do it right there. Post those recipes. Start a whole cooking channel here, you know. Cooking Children for a Holiday Party by Chris Jarvis. What's wrong with you today? Come on. Click. There we go. She blends in with Bear Blanket with her bridal collar. She's not aggressive. She's been short nosed, so she snorts like a bear. Even as a joke, I'd get 30 to life. Probably. Probably, but it's fun to joke about. They say it takes $1 million to raise a child from birth to adulthood. When you've got 3 or 4 kids, that's a lot of money. More money than we ever see in a lifetime. It's insane what it takes to bring up a kid these days. It's kind of hard to believe that my mom and dad raised us kids on dad would bring home $250 a week. Mom would bring home about $200 a week. My God, my mom and dad raised my sister and I, fed us, clothed us, paid all the utilities, bought houses, and everything else on $450 a week. And we survived. We survived and turned out well. What the hell? I won't say anything, Chris. most most teens nowadays ain't worth $350. No. Yeah, you're right, Tony. 450 was a lot back then. I mean, you're talking my dad and mom made even less in the 70s. In the 80s it was about 450 all the way through the 80s. My mom and dad nowadays in their late 70s and early 80s have got astronomical credit, and I mean, they always paid everything early, if not, or paid it on time, if not early. And, we never had money for extras, but we always had enough for the things we needed. And it just amazes me that, you know, when they retired, when they left Indiana and retired and moved back to Tennessee, my mom made a phone call. And when they arrived in Tennessee at the bank, there was $75,000 right there. And they bought the house that they originally moved into, um, when they got there. And when they realized that there was too much acreage for them to take care of, and they found a smaller house, they decided to fix this one up and sell it. So they went and called the bank, and boom, $70,000 waiting for them. They went and bought the second house. Dad worked on the first house. They decided to rent to own it. And the guy lived there for 7 years and paid the place off at $550 a month. And he just took ownership this past summer of it. But they've been down there for 13 years now. And it's amazing how starting off so meagerly, that you have built this incredible credit, um, during 30 or 40, 45 years of your life. So don't ever let anybody tell you that it can't be done, because I've been a witness to it being done. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. Monday morning. Why do you got to be such a dirty hoe? I I didn't get in bed till after 11 o'clock last night. Almost midnight, to be honest with you. Slept till 6 o'clock this morning. Um, I think that's the key to me sleeping longer in the morning. I have to go to bed later at night. I heard the I heard the wife's I heard the wife's alarm go off this morning, and I was like, "What? Why does that sound familiar?" And I realized I was still laying in bed at 6 o'clock, and I'm like, "Holy crap!" I've got a live stream this morning. I still got the trash to drag to the curb. I got to work on the videos for this week. I have to brush my beard. I got to get dressed. Feel like half my day's gone already. That is plenty of sleep. It really honestly is. I don't ever even think about sleeping for 6 hours anymore. It just doesn't seem physically possible for me to. I mean, I'm not a young kid anymore. I don't stay up till midnight unless there's something special going on. Oh, turn you off, turn you back on, because you're gonna be kicking off here real soon. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Much like I brought up on Friday, this coming Wednesday is the big bad VD, Valentine's Day. So I hope and pray for you crazy guys out there that are with someone important, someone beautiful, someone that lives deep inside your heart and soul. I hope and pray that you've got something really cool planned for them for Wednesday. Um, my wife goes back on third shift on Wednesday. So, yeah, not a lot going on here. Except I get the bed all to myself. I don't got to wake up. I don't got to worry about waking up Thursday morning to. Yeah, I do, because she'll be back home at 6 a.m. Damn. The Real Housewives of Miami, Married to Medicine. The Real Housewives of Houston, the Real Housewives of Florida, the Real Housewives of Georgia, the Real Housewives. There's a lot of Real Housewives out there, let's put it that way. I got nothing planned unless she wants to go out to get McDonald's. Yeah. Yep, not going to be no McDonald's here. I'll cook dinner on Wednesday evening, and she'll go to work with a full belly. And then along around about midnight or so, she'll, about 11 o'clock, she'll raid the kitchen there, probably grab her some scrimps or some fish or something, and BK or Wendy's is okay too. If we had a BK close by, I'd choose that. But by the time we drive to BK and grab stuff and drive back home, it's cold. So, which is why when you live in a town like mine, you get really smart and you have some of those restaurants on your phone. And it's like, hey, we're gonna be passing by your place here in about 10 minutes. Can you get me a 10 pack of tacos unassembled? Have the meat in a container, have the lettuce in a container, have the cheese in a container, and we'll be by to pick. Sure, yep, no problem. Go in there. There's my box of shells and everything else, and I bring it all home, stick the meat in the microwave, and build my tacos here. I haven't been to a Culver's in God knows how long, man. We have a Culver's like 40 minutes away from here, and uh, we never go into Elkhart, so I don't get Culver's. When we used to take the daughter to see for visitation weekends with her, you know, sperm donor, um, we'd stop at Sonic because there's a Sonic right there where he picked her up at. But she's not seen him in 3.5 years, 4 years. So we don't ever get to Sonic anymore. BK Wendy's is in South Bend. It's a 45-minute trip. BK is just the next town north of us here. It's only 9 miles away, but still, 18-mile round trip to spend 25 or $30 on food. Not very intelligent. Not to mention, my wife got pretty smart when it comes to making food here at home, and she does this thing called a Big Mac wrap. Where you're making a burrito, but it's got, the It's got the meat, it's got the Thousand Island dressing, it's got the lettuce, the onions, the the cheese, everything on it. It tastes just like a Big Mac. So, and as for the burgers, I make butter burgers here at home. So, I got to admit though, I do miss a good Whopper. I do miss a good Whopper. I've not had a Whopper in probably 2 years, and I do miss a good Whopper, and the little onion rings. But I can go to the store and buy a bag of the little onion rings. And now the one thing I do miss are the little tater rounds that you get for breakfast at BK. And then the little croissant sandwiches. I do miss those. I have to admit. You know, does my diet miss them? No, no. But I prefer Hardee's Monster Burger, but they're stupid expensive. Everything's stupid expensive. I was just watching a video the other day, and they were talking about how fast food over the last year has gone up, like 5.8%. And your store bought food prices have only gone up like 1.4%. So, less people are going out to eat now. I mean, if they can, if they have the time to make food at home, more people are making food at home now because it's less expensive to go to the store and buy ground beef, or buy sesame seed buns, or buy whatever, because all these restaurants are marking their prices up. It was a thing about the most affordable fast food places. Why is fast food dying? um, Stuff like that. And they were talking about the how prices have gone up so drastically since the end of the pandemic. And yeah, it's true. I mean, I've noticed, unless McDonald's is running some kind of really good special, buy a burger, get a burger for $1, or buy this, get the same, get this, buy a 10 piece of nuggets, get a 10 piece of nuggets for free, or something like that. That's the only way you can afford to go out and feed a family of three or four or five. The last time, but even at that, the last time we went out and ate, they had some kind of big special going. Get this, get the same thing for $1. We still spent like $25 for the three of us, and it's like, and all we got for the three of us was nuggets and fries. And it's like, holy crap, man! I remember when I lived in Indianapolis years ago, they were running this family special where you could get like 90 nuggets and fries, and I was only paying like $20 for that. And now, just getting what, with 20, 10, 20, 40, 45 nuggets and fries is like $25. So it's like, damn. So I don't know how people can afford to eat. But the monster burgers, and my personal favorite with Hardee's was always the Frisco burger. I loved the Frisco burger, but the whole key to the Frisco burger was the mayonnaise that they used had was onion infused. If you went and got the regular mayo, you could taste that there was no onion flavor to it. But the Frisco burger, the whole key to it was the onion infused mayonnaise, and and the sourdough bread. Kind of hard to make a Frisco burger at home because I haven't figured out how to onion infuse mayonnaise yet. Give me time, but I haven't figured it out yet. $25. That's like $55 up here. Yeah, and see, I don't get it. I don't get the Canadian pricing on um, fast food. I seen a video not very long. It's a guy that does reviews, and he was reviewing the double Big Mac, and he was talking about the cost of it there, and it's like, holy crap, that's twice what they were charging for it here. One place out east, they're talking. Somebody was talking like $15 for a frickin' hamburger. It's like, hell, I could feed my whole family hamburgers on $15 and just make them at home. I wasn't as into Hardee's Frisco. Jack in the Box started that and were better. See, I've not had a Jack in the Box since I left Texas. I used to go in when I was driving a cab down around Houston. I used to go to Jack in the Box every morning, and that's how I would start my day before I made my run to, Houston International Airport. I would always go to Jack in the Box, and I'd get breakfast and stuff, and which I more worked. I was based out of Humble, Texas. Um, Spelt humble, but it's pronounced humble. And so yeah, I would make all my runs back and forth to the airport, and I'd go back to Jack in the Box and grab some of their tacos or something like that for lunch, and then I would actually have a sit down dinner at the Japanese restaurant or something like that at the end of the night. But if it wasn't for Jack in the Box, and and the little antenna bobbins, the little Jack in the Box heads, but Halloween or whatever the case may be, the little cowboy Jack or sitting on my antenna swinging around in the wind. But yeah, I loved me some Jack in the Box. That's for sure. Yeah, it's definitely getting more expensive to go out and do anything for entertainment. Um, you guys all know that I'm part of, I've joined in with Danny from Unrestricted Paranormal. He started the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition and Kalamazoo Ghostbusters. We do all the premieres for the Ghostbuster movies at the theaters. Um, we do the children's hospitals and the kids' cancer wards and stuff like that. And going going to the theaters to do the premieres, I noticed that when Ghostbusters Afterlife came out a couple years ago, we get free tickets to the movies, but I was watching families that came in to see the movie and to see us in the entry area of the theater. I was seeing families spend, you know, 15, 20, 25, 30, $35 just to buy tickets to the movie. And then when you went to the concession stand to get popcorn and soda and candy and stuff like that, oh my God, it's even more expensive. If you go to the movies by yourself, you're looking to spend 35, 40, $50 um, just to go into the movies and have a good time for a few hours. The restaurant we frequent, not fast food, has went from costing us 40 to 60 for the same meals. Yep. What do you do? I mean, seriously, what do you do? It's expensive. It's why we eat at home all the time. Number one, we just don't have the money to go out and spend, knowing that. And then after you do go out and spend it, you feel guilty because you realize you could have fed your family for 3 days on what that one meal cost you for that night. So it's terrible. It's terrible. We have a Chinese buffet that we go to in South Bend, um, when we can, and they've not gone up that much. It used to be 9.99 plus the cost of your drink to go in for lunch, and then it was like 12.99, um, plus drinks to go in for dinner. And the last time we went there, which was about a year and a half ago, um, it was uh, it was 11.99 for lunch and 14.99 for dinner. So I mean, it's not gone up a lot. Not to mention when you go to an Asian buffet like that, you've got the sushi, sashimi, you've got the broiled fish, you've got fried fish, you've got chicken, you've got Asian, you've got, my God, 90 different selections of what you can eat. Try to avoid those desserts that don't have any sugar in them whatsoever. But, when it comes to fried shrimp or, um, yeah, your shrimp and vegetables or egg rolls or spring rolls or whatever the case may be, um, you can fill your belly up. You can fill your belly up. These days we may go out once a month. I envy you. We're lucky if we go out once every 6 months. The closest thing the closest thing we have to going out here is once every couple of weeks I might bring home a pizza. And that's about the extent of it. And and it's really not going out because I'm still making the freaking food. Would have been smarter for me to just get the stuff I needed, put it in bags, pay for it, bring it home, build my pizza here. It's the same damn thing. I either spend 14 minutes building it and cooking it at work, or I spend 14 minutes building it and cooking it at home. What the hell makes the difference? Oh, but I got some things in the works for this week, guys. I had a chance the other day when we went and spent my whole 90 some odd dollar paycheck on meat at our local grocery store. I had a chance to talk to the owner, about the um, the co-op idea for, my dream, Papaw's Pizza, and he is very interested in keeping business here in town. Um, and he told me as soon as I can figure out how to get the business set up, that he is more than willing to sit down and talk about special pricing, having his meat cutters, you know, grind our sausage, grind our ground beef, slice our pepperoni, do our ham, our bacon, everything. Um, and supplying all of our meat and our flour to do the pizzas. And then our farmers market on the east edge of town, I've already talked to them. They are very eager to sit down and discuss supplying all of our fresh vegetables. So fingers crossed. Hopefully something will happen and we'll be able to get this set up and blow this town up. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I don't know if any of you have ever tried entrepreneurship, but it's funny how you get these ideas in your head and you start writing them down on paper and drawing up a battle plan and stuff like that. And things seem to want to fall into place out of order. They want to fall into place out of order. It's like, okay, you got to get a business, you got to get a property to run your business. Then you need this supply, and this supply, and then you need to worry about where your product is coming from. Then you need to worry about your staffing. Who's gonna be your delivery driver? Who's gonna cook? Who's gonna wait tables? First thing that happened was, you know, we had people coming to us saying, I'll be glad to deliver. I'll be glad to be your delivery driver. I'll be glad to wait tables for you. We already know who the cook's going to be. You know, it's going to be Papaw. Then my food suppliers, my product suppliers fall into line. It's like, okay, I'm still looking for a property. I'm still looking for a building. I'm still looking for the money to get this place opened. But I'm glad that we're getting, even though it's not coming in line, it's still happening. I have, and the first one, I lost 20 grams. Well, see, everybody at our, everybody that comes in the bar that I make pizza for has asked me, have you ever thought of opening your own place? And it's like, oh my God, yes, I have. And they're like, you should, because you would get all of our business. We had somebody come in the other day from another town. Their pizza place just closed down. And I said, well, we're not going to deliver out that far. And they're like, we have an entire town of people who like pizza. And if your pizza at your place is as good as your pizza is here, I work for the local newspaper over there. So I'm more than happy to promote your business in our town and just have people come over here and pick it up. So it's like, once again, I've got all of our customer support. So go get that coffee, Tony. You need it. We both need it. I've got less than an hour until I have to, well, no, right about an hour until I have to, you know, head to work. So definitely get yourself coffeed up. Hello, Masha. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well this morning. We stopped buying pizza. We make our own on nano bread. So good. Nice. Well, and I've discovered that making pizza is not that expensive. The product that you use, when you realize it comes in a 5 or a 10 pound bag, what little bit you use on each pizza is not that expensive. So we can actually afford to run um, specials every week. Buy one, get one half off, things like that. Here you can get two medium pizzas with three toppings each and 20 wings for $20. You come to our bar and get two medium pizzas and 20 wings, you're looking to spend double that, if not double and a half. It's going to be 40 or $50 with the way they've got the pricing set up now with under the new ownership. So yeah, yeah. Now, you know, my my place, the way I've got it figured up, yeah, see, that's kind of what it is with us. What Dev just said, $20 here, you're lucky to get one medium pizza with two toppings, let alone two with three toppings and 20 wings. Our wings, the way they have it set up at the bar, wings come out in orders of eight, and they're like $13. So yeah, I don't go for that. You can't offer good food and then be greedy on top of that. You want to build your good customer base and keep those customers satisfied both with their appetite and with their wallet. You can't be greedy. You can't want to make your $1 million the first year. You may only make 50 grand the first year. But word of mouth is more important for advertising. They're offering this, and this. Well, next thing you know, the 2 or 3 weeks later, you've doubled what you've done in a week from that first week because of word of mouth. So exactly, build your clientele first. Let me see here. Some places here, marble cheese. Yeah, has to be mozzarella. Exactly, has to be mozzarella. We sometimes go out for wing night half price, but buy your own and do it in air fryer. It's wing night. Yeah, exactly. And Drew Moss says only like an hour drive away from me, or about that. Yeah, yep, yep. Definitely have specials. Have specials. I was amazed at how my chicken bacon ranch pizza or my Philly steak and cheese pizza, how it's blown up and more people are hearing about it and they're wanting to come in and get them. In the last, what, Friday? No, Saturday, Sunday. Wait, no, I worked Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we sold 12, 22, 30. We sold 36 pizzas in three orders. Had like an order of seven, and we had like an order of 10 the next day. Then we had 12 pizzas the next day. Um, just from people saying, "Hey, you want pizza? Go here. This dude's cooking." So not only am I building up the pizza thing, but I'm building up my name too. We've I've been told after I've had a couple days off that customers come in and ask if I'm there, and they tell them no, he's off today. They leave. They go someplace else. So that kind of makes me feel good that I've built a reputation with the quality of what I make. So I have a card. You mark 15 feet so bought, you get half off. The crust is important. So many places, no taste. Agreed. Love the cheese filled crust. I actually made a stuffed crust. Um, Last week, I brought a pizza home, and I made a stuffed crust pizza. And I brought home some dipping sauce for it. By the time you ate all the pizza off, I can also do pretzel crust. A lot of people like pretzel crust, and we have the garlic butter and we have the salt. So I can do pretzel crust pizzas. I can do thin crust. It's all in how you toss the dough, and how you cut it. Have to say, worst pizza is Pizza Hut. So greasy. Yep. And it's really sad because the wife's best friend that was with us last night for the party, she is a district manager for Pizza Hut. And they're still trying to figure out how to make it not so greasy. I think that I think the single best pizza I ever had was a pepperoni on a sourdough crust. That sounds good. That sounds good. I loved the pizzones. And see, I can make calzones, um, but when I make a calzone, you've eaten a calzone. Um, I'll take a large dough and I'll toss it out to its capacity, and I'll put the sauce on it, put all the stuffings in it, roll it over, seal it up. It takes a little longer to cook because you have to keep flipping it in the oven, but oh yeah, you eat a couple pieces of that, you're done. You're done. Well, 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 what do we have here? A bunch of tubers, no need to stand. Your applause is more than enough. Good morning, dog. Good to see you, bud. How you doing today, Keith? Pizza has an extra large 12 slice, 4 toppings for $17.99. But add taxes and delivery. If you do, it costs you close to $30. Yep. Heel, dog. Oh, great. Didn't watch it. Shit show last night. Better things to do. Now, we had a Super Bowl party up at the bar. The wife and I and the daughter went up there, um, hung out, watched it. All she was interested in was the halftime show. So she took a deck of cards up there, and her cousins, they were up there. Um, they played cards the whole time. You know, ate the pitch in food, the free food. So I watched it. I called it. I wish somebody around here was taking bets for it. I'd be better off than I am now. if somebody was taking baths. I called it. Nobody else thought it was going to happen. I was the only one that I was the only one that done a touchdown dance on that last touchdown because I called it. I was the only one that called it. Everybody else said, "Nah, the 49ers got him." 49ers. I said, "You watch, you watch. Chiefs are going to take it. You watch." Oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, yes, it will. I've only been wrong twice in 20 years. It's going to happen. Still taking in oxygen. Just need a haircut. I heard they had ushers there. That is like room service without the room. Yeah, and he danced for him. And on roller skates for a while, which I had to. It's like, wow, is roller skating coming back? You got Usher up on stage on the 50-yard line roller skating with backup dancers. Is roller skating making a comeback? Are we going to start seeing roller rinks popping back up again? I've never been a fan of Usher, but I have to admit, I have to admit, of all the Super Bowls I've seen over the last, you know, couple of decades, it was not a bad halftime show. It was not a bad halftime show. My hair's starting to go down my back. I feel like with my hair. Me either. I kind of like, not having to worry about it. Most I got to do in the morning is brush my beard, make sure everything's nice and straight, and get dressed and head off to work. If we go to get groceries, this box should be in UPS hands. Cool beans, man. I watch for it every day just to make sure. I'd rather watch paint dry than Usher. See, that's normally how I feel. Is I'd rather watch flies procreate than watch an R&B performer on stage. Um, but like I said, all in all, it was not a bad halftime show. Wasn't the best I've seen, but it was not a bad one. Fly porn addict. I knew you were going to say something. I knew you were going to say that's probably why I like you so much, Tony. That would not be my first choice. Grateful Dead could put on a better halftime show. Um, I believe has the Grateful Dead performed? I know the Who performed one year, and that was actually not a bad show either. It was kind of nice seeing the guys all up on stage together performing. Um, has the Grateful Dead ever? Hold on. I thought the Grateful Dead had performed before. Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney, Kid Rock, No Doubt and Sting, U2, Aerosmith, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, ZZ Top, El Bolo, Al Support. Oh, I don't care about all that, damn it. Answer my question. ZZ Top, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Aerosmith, U2, No Doubt and Sting, Kid Rock. Stop being so slow. Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones, Prince, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Come on, come on. Move a little faster. Move a little faster. Bruce Springsteen and E Street Band, The Who, Slash, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Lenny Kravitz, Coldplay, The Foo Fighters, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and that's as far back as the list goes. There we go. Um, I once tried to see Grateful Dead gig, did not have nearly enough weed. Only rhythm and blues songs. I like Alan Jackson. She's got the rhythm. I got the blues. A lot of decent R&B tunes. They never did, but close in 2015. Yeah, I was reading that when I was doing that look. They actually, some people were signing a petition in 2015. They wanted the Grateful Dead to play at the Super Bowl, and people pretty much ignored the petition. But yeah, there was a petition signed with thousands of names on it to get them to play, and they never did. That they were wearing and stuff like that. That caused a great big huge stink. Man, I'll tell you what, I must be getting lazy in my old age because just reaching over here to grab that coffee pot and fill my cup, which is what I'm going to continue to have to do until I can find a new percolator. Sometimes people get upset over some stupid shit. Amen to that, brother. That's the American way. There's more weed, Grateful Dead concert than the government grow up in a year. I done a primitive encampment one time, and there was a Grateful Dead concert going on that weekend at Deer Creek Music Center down in Noblesville, Indiana. And back behind the park where we had the encampment at was a campground. And a lot of the deadheads were out there camping over the weekend. And let's just say that park probably smelled like cannabis for a week after they cleared out. You could not. I mean, don't get me wrong. They were good people and they were fun to be around. I met some really cool people with that group. Um, but as you walked from our encampment back towards the woods line, you know the joke of how the smoke hangs in the air when there's a lot of campfires and stuff burning. That's how it was in that woods when there were no campfires burning. It will probably never be legalized for recreational use, but yet these people must have had pounds and pounds of it back there, and I'm really shocked that I'm surprised because it was so heavy at times that if the wind changed direction, we were 60 yards away from them, and we would get a contact buzz sitting in our camp drinking coffee at night. I, I, I don't know. I don't get it. Do you mean in your state it is recreational? In some states, hey, freedom. Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's several states here that it's not only medicinal but recreational. I believe Um, Indiana, it is medicinal but not recreational. No, 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 no. Under their governor, it will never be recreational. Recreational here. Only good thing Illinois has done. For now, I'm sure it'll change over the years. Oh, I'm sure, one way or another. I went this weekend to the weed store, Wilder. I bought some gummies. Good morning, Terry. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing good. Immense tax revenue. It is. It is. Um, I remember back when Colorado legalized it. In that first year, um, they had donated $1 million to the schools, $1 million to local law enforcement, $1 million to the highway, um, just off of recreational weed sales. So yeah, it's definitely yeah, exactly, freedom. Three times what they projected the first year. Thank you, freedom. I appreciate that. I still haven't heard back from them. They've probably made their decisions for season 47, but I will reapply for season 48 if I don't get it. Who dat? Who dat? Well, that's just one of those sideline. Um, chats. Recreational weed put Connecticut in the black. No debt now in the state. We'll keep my prayers out for you. Would actually watch it again if you got on. If they watched any of these live streams, they would say he won't survive at all. Believe it or not, you'd be amazed, man. Some of the people they've had over there over the years, or had on there over the years, even with issues that I've had over the last 8 years. I could have probably beaten them out in choice when I was in my coma. Y'all hear about New York immigrant budget plan? Give them free bus tickets and send them someplace else. That's what a lot of cities have been doing. That's what Indianapolis done with their immigrants and their homeless. Here a few years ago, they shipped them to New York. Give them bus tickets and ship them to New York. They got off the bus expecting all these wonderful, amazing things, and people are like, who are you? Why are you here? No, I live in hell. I need not check other states. It's all right, Tony. We understand. It's not just hell, it's hella noise. They're giving 53 million in cards to be refilled every 28 days. And there you have it. Hopefully you mean poker decks. They're giving away 53 million poker decks to be refilled every 28 days. Here in hell, 500,000 immigrants minimum a year, but it's really a million. No credit cards, or I guess Snap-esque cards. Over 2.2 million since the election. Wow. And yet complain no housing and bring in more than the houses built. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, you know, poverty, the American way. Take better care of the new immigrants than the people who already live here. So, what do you do? 20 million, sorry, typo, over the difference of voting, pushing to legalize them voting. Trudeau brings them in for votes. Our governments at work. Voting is constitutional. That is going to be tough. Yep, but citizenship is free. Become a legal American citizen by passing the test. And it's funny, but I've heard the test has gotten easier and easier over time. So who knows? Yep, just like letting them in is constitutional, and it's happening anyway. Constitution. Yep, it's not barred by the Constitution because this country was founded on immigration. That's why America was always known as called the Great American Melting Pot. New York with the huge upswing of immigration. But this country was founded on, or on people immigrating here from other countries. And as long as it's a legal immigration, I have no issues with it. But you come in, you do what you're supposed to do, you take the immigration test, and you become an American citizen. You don't just come in here and and work and send the money back home where it's worth more than what you would make in your own country and stuff. It's I don't know. That's a slippery slope, guys. Um, Feeling illegal, big difference. My grandparents came here through Ellis Island, thank God. I wouldn't be here. But non-citizens should be given. No, you're right. Non-citizens should not be given free money. You're absolutely correct on that. You're absolutely correct. But on that note, y'all, it is that time. I have got to get ready for go back to work again today and toss some dough. So that's it for this morning. Yeah, exactly. That's how I am. Give me free money. But you guys all take care. Have a blessed day. Be looking tomorrow. Got a special video coming out tomorrow morning on Anne Frank. Everybody knows the story of Anne Frank during the Nazi takeover, and this tells the story. So until Friday morning, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll see you here in a few days. Y'all take care.